In the world of filmmaking, the cinematographer, he's a cool guy. He's like the fighter pilot. And the gaffer is more like the guy that maybe fuels the airplane or puts the rockets under the wings. Nobody knows who he is, no medals are conferred, but he's essential to the mission. The gaffer is oftentimes very overlooked, but critical to the storytelling process. Light shapes, light defines, light sculpts. Without light, you don't have a picture. Alexander back at you with another video. Today, as I mentioned, light is a topic. I've done videos in the past covering lights, like the fundamentals of lighting or how to light an interview. Today I'm talking about two lights in particular, the lights that I would keep in my kit out of all the lights that I have. And I won't waste your time, we'll just go ahead and get right into it. It's the lights that I'm using to light this interview. F22C from Amaran and the T2 tube light from Amaran. I have chosen Amaran because that's the lights I decided to invest in years back. About 6 or 7 years ago when I started my endeavors as a cinematographer, I realized that I needed a light in my kit because I didn't want to have to rely continuously on a gaffer. As a small business owner, sometimes I come across jobs where the budget doesn't allow for me to hire or outsource a gaffer or to even rent lights. It was a fiscal responsibility on my end to have lights in my kit to allow me to take on smaller jobs for when I didn't have anything going on. There are a lot of different lights on the market. It doesn't necessarily have to be Amaran or Aperture, of course not. There's a lot of different lights out there that can do very similar functions or features to these lights. There is a benefit to having the same types of lights on set. One, you're going to have consistency in your colors, and also you're going to have control via the app. For Aperture and Amaran, it's the Sidious app, and I can easily control my lights on set. That's a very big convenience, especially when you're working with a skeleton crew. So the F22 named such because it is a 2x2 panel light, a 2 foot by 2 foot LED panel light. They come in two variants. You have the C variant or the X variant, X being bicolor, C being color. With the color variant, which is what I have, you have a full spectrum of color options, giving you a lot of more versatility in your filmmaking techniques. If you're just filming interviews, the bicolor might be more for you because it is just going to give you the ability to light a scene and control, to an extent, your Kelvin. Same thing with the T2 tube light from Amaran. They give you very similar in terms of color and effects. Both of these lights offer effects. Say you want to film a scene where someone is looking at fireworks out the window. Well, they have firework presets built into these lights. Same thing for a TV or a fireplace or a cop car. They have those presets built into these lights. Very useful effects, again, for more narrative type work or creative work. Portability, these lights are travel friendly considering what they're able to do. You can see you can just quickly carry it around and you have everything included in the kit. The F22 is about a 200 watt light source, so that's going to give you a lot of options when you are on the go. A lot of the times the smaller lights that you see people that travel with are in the 80 watt or 100 watt range. So you have a 200 watt power output with a travel friendly light. The Amaran T2 is, again, no exception. You can see it's giving me excellent hair and rim light for a talking head situation. Price would be a downside. They are fairly expensive. The F22 coming in around $800, $900. Again, you can find these types of lights now for much cheaper. I haven't used them, but I'd be interested to hear if any of you have used similar panel lights from newer or other brands. Okay, now that you know a little bit about the lights, why have these lights in your kit if you are a filmmaker? Why not just have someone in your network that you can rely on for gaffing, grip and electrical, all that good stuff? I'm not saying don't rely on someone for that. There's a time and a place to have a gaffer, grip and electrical, and a crew. But there are often times, especially if you're a freelance or run a small business, I can attest to this. There are some jobs that you come across that you want to take and you want to deliver on and you want to do good by your client and have the light source, the production effort there for them, but they just don't have the budget that would support the biggest crew. I know that might be beneath some of you. As you get more established in your career, you are going to have gaffers, you're going to have more set production efforts. But for me, again, I'll have a friend that just calls me up and says, hey, I got $750, can you come film a music video for me this weekend? Or I'll have a network in my neighborhood of, hey, I own a small business, a pizza shop, can I hire you $500 to make a Facebook ad? And I just can't say no to those types of jobs. I would love to just have the ability not only to stay active and help people in my community that need content, But any day where you're getting paid to use a camera is a good day in my opinion. And that's why I keep minimum 2 lights in my kit at all times, ready to go for my clients. But aside from making content for your clients, you can also make content for yourself. In this day and age, even if you are an established filmmaker and you rely on a gaffer, just having a light source in your kit that you can rely on to make your own content, or maybe film a tutorial, or just something's fun for you with your camera is huge. You have the ability to make whatever you want, whether you're making a YouTube channel, making TikTok videos, or you're just making some fun spec project for yourself. So if you're just starting out, I would consider in your budget at least 1 light source. It's really gonna help you. Not to mention, if we don't have something going on as filmmakers, as creators, we should be doing something creative for ourselves. I'm not talking about making TikTok videos and content just to make content. I'm talking about making designated work that aligns with our vision, with our dream, with our artist statement, with why it is that we got into this creative endeavor in the first place. Get out and do a creative exercise. That's why I make these YouTube videos. And you know what? It helps me every time I do this sort of thing to just stay inspired. I'll leave it at that. I hope it's been helpful. I hope that you enjoyed this content. If so, consider giving me a sub or giving me a thumbs up. I'd love to start a conversation in the comments, what kind of lights you might use. And until I make the next video, which will probably be in a couple of days or next week, I'll see you then. All right, take care.